Pro Football Focus did a list of the most elusive running backs in the NFL. Now, Pro Football Focus is a analytics-driven site that a lot of people study. Nick Chubb was listed as the most elusive. I suppose a sledgehammer would make a running back elusive. When I think of Nick Chubb, when I think of Jacobs, Henry, some of the top guys there, I think more power backs with some speed. But again, if elusive is meaning tough to tackle, I could see where that would matter. You get into Kamara, Cook, Barkley, definitely elusive. But Nick Chubb of the Browns, number one. And again, speed power combination makes him tough to bring down. We're going to bring back Doug Lesmerises, columnist from cleveland.com, as well as the pages of the Plain Dealer. And Doug, we've made a big deal about the upgrade at tackles for Baker Mayfield. I think the guy that's really going to benefit from that as well is Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who is not elusive at all, elusiveness is a characteristic that I certainly respect. And as you said, they sort of explained in the article that it just means like hard to bring down. So running over people does count. But I think if I could have one quality in a running back, I think it would be it, that you're hard to bring down. And sometimes people can get caught up in, breakaway speed and that kind of thing. It's like everyone's going to get hit in this game. How often do you have a hole that you just run through and nobody touches? But you go down on the first hit. For Nick Chubb to be at the top of the league in yards after contact, if you can have an offensive line that prevents that first contact from coming as soon, Nick Chubb's going to get his, right? He's going to take care of his business. But if you can push it downfield a little bit before that defense gets his hands on him, I mean, it's how an offense works, because it's not about, how many 60-yard runs do you have? It's that, can you move the chains down after down? And when you have a back who doesn't go down on the first hit and turn 2-yard runs into 5-yard runs and 5-yard runs into 9-yard runs, that's how you move the ball in the run game, right? That's the best complement to the pass game that you can have. And so, Browns fans don't need any reinforcement to realize Nick Chubb is good, but this is why. This is why he's good, and this is the thing you want in your back, Browns fans who have it.
The other thing is the offense that Kevin Stefanski runs is tailored to running the football, and the style with the wide zone is something Nick Chubb had a lot of success with at Georgia. So it's again a matter of scheme fitting really the best offensive weapon that there is.
And it's like, Nick Chubb fit last year's offense too. Nick Chubb kind of fits almost anything. Give him the ball, and he fits a lot of stuff. But again, I mean, I don't know, Dave, are we talking about the Super Bowl in June again? Every time we talk about the offense, it's like everything fits everyone perfectly. Kevin Stefanski is a genius, and the Browns had the best offensive players in the league. But all of that is like at least partially true, which is why they are the kings of the offseason. But a lot of it makes sense. Now, and again, I will say, Nick Chubb fit anything. Nick Chubb is that kind of back. Enjoy him, appreciate him. He's a difference maker. I think you would see it, right? I mean, this is the kind of guy who can win you playoff games. This is the kind of guy. I mean, you saw what Derrick Henry did with the Titans. Now my heart is racing. What Derrick Henry did in the playoffs to help push the Titans from a decent team that got in the playoffs, the AFC Championship game. That's a Nick Chubb kind of formula for the Browns, right? Except I think the Browns even have more weapons in the passing game than the Titans did. So you would love to see Nick Chubb get that kind of opportunity late.
The other thing is, though, Stefanski's offense was willing to run the ball significantly more. And there were games last year where you kind of were going, boy, Nick Chubb did really well. Why'd we go away from him? I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at with this offense is predicated on being able to run the football and then play action off of it. That's got to be something Nick Chubb wants to hear, likes to hear, along with Kareem Hunt.
Agreed. I'm always, in the modern NFL age, I'm always going to hedge a bit on let's be a run-first offense, right? I mean, it's all degree, but, man, you got to throw to win. That's just, Chiefs can run it, but, man, Patrick Mahomes is pretty good. So that the game. That's what the game is. The game is you've got to throw it to run it. But if you can have such a threat in the run game and have play calling that is smart and that a defense doesn't know what's coming down to down, and that they all work together. That's the main thing we all love to talk about with Kevin Stefanski. That all of this seems like it's going to work hand in hand. So that's the great part of it. But in the end, I don't need Nick Chubb getting 33 carries a game or something. Even though I just mentioned Derrick Henry. I mean, you got Odell Beckham and Austin Hooper and Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield and a bunch of guys who can chuck it around. These guys got to throw it to move the ball. But man, if that's your run game, if you fit it together the right way, you're hard to stop.